Hi, and welcome to August 2024 Patreon rewards video. All right, so let me get started on today's the rewards for this month. So similar to last month, I haven't had a chance to really sketch out a whole lot of stuff. Next month I'll have a little something. Actually, I did sketch something, but I didn't scan it because it's only the one thing, and I just didn't. I'll just include it next month. Then I'll have a whole two sketches as far as I remember. I also it's not that I didn't do any personal work. I did do some personal work this month, but I'm not sharing it, not because of what it was, which is I just did some paint overs over an AI image, two AI images. It was a rework, and there was a lot of photo bashing and things like that. But when I do stuff like that, even when it looks okay and it looks fine and it looks good, I'm not, because it wasn't done from scratch, and it wasn't like it was just paint overs. Like the original idea wasn't mine. I just took whatever the AI pooped out, and then I did my own thing with it. It depends on how much of it was completely brand new, and I didn't think it was enough so that I was satisfied with saying, look what I did, right? Like that's kind of the thing. It was just like I just fixed an image and made it look the way I would have done it had I done it from scratch, if that was the image I came up with. So, and I did that because I needed to do some stuff for my wife. So and I got a ton of that stuff that I got to do, actually, because so I just really quick, there's a character book for all my wife's novels, right? So I've done character designs for all the characters already and all that stuff. Problem is, they're not realistic looking, and so I got to do character art that's more realistic. I haven't got the time. I mean, I really don't have the time to just from scratch just do everything. So what I've been doing is I've been having an AI generator just come up with something that's workable. I do all kinds of stuff that I know how to do to like get it to start looking a little bit more like what I want the finished product to look like. And then once I kind of do that, then I go in and actually physically start repainting it. So there's like it's a huge long process. It's and the final product looks like I gotta like my goal is to get rid of all the AI jank out of it, right? Like just get rid of anything that makes it look like it's made by a machine, because it's so obvious when it is, and I just want it to look like a human being did it. So I do the human being thing on it. Like I fix it so that it actually looks like a human being did it. So yeah, so I'm not sharing that because it's nothing. So I'm sharing instead it's my sketchbook pages. And so here's so this is just a continuation of the sketchbook pages that I shared last month. And I think these are notes on story again. So tell a story of how, why, what steal from, why. I'm not sure flatter Sam, why, how. Bleeding Sam, why how? Threaten Sam, why how? Buys TV speeches. I don't know exactly what this is. Spine. What do you want? Primary action. What do you get? The foundations of acting is reality of doing. So there's some. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So I think this is around the time that I was also taking an acting class. So there's some of that going on here. Primary action. So there's some of that. There's some of that going on here. Sketch of a bus over here in the corner. It's just some observational drawings. So this is kind of an odd page. I think I went to a petting zoo, and I was just drawing the animals here. I just thought it was so weird that the goats have eyes like this. They're so weird. Yeah, definitely this is a petting zoo. Then this is this here is some sketches that I did because I was breaking things down into mannequins. Like I was using the mannequins off of a figure drawing book. Yeah, so here's the mannequin shapes from it's one of the famous artist books. It's one of the books that I did a review on in this channel in my YouTube channel. You can see that it's like figure drawing books that I recommend or something like that, and it's from there. So I was using the mannequin here to break down poses so that I can this was just an exercise of drawing the mannequin, and I was using photo reference obviously because I wouldn't be able to have somebody pose this out obviously, so that's what this was. This was an exercise in using the mannequin, and I drew it in pen. So that one of the reasons why you draw in pen is that so that it forces you to be deliberate and not just rely on being able to erase anything. Here's some observational drawings. So the observational drawings here, what I was trying to do was, even though I did some of that, it looks like what I was trying to do was be a little bit more contour drawing, right? Like just draw the contour, and try not to have too much underdrawing. And there is a little bit of underdrawing in here, but it's mostly trying to do contour drawing because I'm really bad at it. It's really difficult to do contour drawing because when you do just contour drawing, you have to project all the construction, and it gets really difficult to do. So that was me practicing that. Here's some animation head drawings, and I showed it to Paul. I believe this is what I showed Paul, and Paul gave me a lesson in eyes, in animation eyes, and what it means to draw animation eyes, because I wasn't doing a good job here. And by the way, whatever is here that he taught me, I put in the drawing website when I'm talking about eyes. So if you're curious what he told me, just read my eye lessons in the drawing website, thedrawingwebsite.com. This is, I think I was just working with shapes. I was putting random shapes and see if I could just come up with interesting compositions. So I think that's what this is. I think this was an extension of some of the character layout, film development art, like the visual development class that I had at the time, and I was just kind of trying to apply some of the ideas and lessons in that class, just putting shapes down. and then trying to make something out of them, and coming up with stuff like that. I think that's what this was. Don't leave gaps on 2s if there is a gap in between on 1s. This note was because I was taking an animation class, so this was from the animation class, and these notes were from the animation class. And what I was what this is about is when there is a really large gap in an between poses in animation. What ends up happening is if the gap between the drawings is too high or too wide, it's gonna it doesn't quite work. So as much as possible, try to put at least some transitional drawing, even if it's on 1s, exposed for 1 frame rather than 2. And that's what the note's about. It's a high level thing. It has a lot to do with animation if you know what 1s and 2s are and all that stuff. So that's what that note was. This is me just doodling, I think. And again, just a lot of this is me just, again, trying some kind of contour drawings in here as well. And more animation stuff. So this is my notes on a walk. My walks were terrible. I mean, they were absolutely horrible. And I was taking a class at the time with, I believe it was Bert Klein and Jennifer Klein. If you go to the YouTube channel, The Corner Booth, you will hear my interview with Bert. But this was my notes for that that class, and part of the notes here, besides this being the highest point and the transitional point, is this is the I had done an animation test of a person walking, but the character was flipping around like that as it walked, and it was the most frustrating thing I've ever. It was just terrible. Like, I'm like, why is the character flopping around? So I talked to Jennifer about it. She gave me some pointers, and really what it was that I was busy. I was too busy worrying about the legs, but not worrying about just the regular up and down. So the idea was, the tip that she gave me was about drawing the head up and down first. Just do the hair and then do the legs later, like the body later. Like, just get that to work and then rebuild it. It's not so simple. It's really complicated. A walk is really complicated. But that was the tip, and I was like, oh my gosh! And after that, it worked great. The animation test worked great. Observational sketch of a street. I'm never really all that good at doing that, even today. Just sketches and doodles. Just getting ideas down. Observational drawings. This is obviously something that observational, just see somebody's legs just sticking out from behind the thing. This was me drawing Frazetta, just copying Frazetta drawings with a pen, just trying to capture whatever it is that he was doing that's cool. Just trying to walk in Frazetta's shoes, right? Like, just trying to learn a little bit from his sketches. And then finally, I have this reverse comp, middle girl dominating, dog dominating, change comp, girl dominating. The goals are to make, oh yeah, so this is notes from the animation class, actually. And these are observational drawings from the actual class room, or the area around the classroom. So let me see. Your goal: make a simple flour sack. So that was the assignment. Go from one definitive attitude to another using the simple prop. Tools: flour sack. 3. How to set up sack and question mark prop of flour. And must be simple. Okay, so establish the ground plane and keep in mind place, and action. And okay, you will have 3 parts to your test. First, attitude. Flour sack is in being sad or happy or whatever you choose. So you have to make the flour sack actually have emote, like a flour sack has a personality, right? You have to give a personality. The flour sack sees, discovers a prop, and reacts accordingly and appropriately. Flour sack becomes second attitude because of prop. Okay, so there has to be a change in personality and attitude and emotion to the flour sack. I mean, and you can't put faces on the flour sack, right? Like, it has to be purely physical, and it has to be done so that it's very clear, and it's done through drawing alone without any audio, right? So that was the idea. That was the assignment. I'm sure I have all that stuff somewhere. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it, but even if I can find it, it'll be on video. And if it's on video, how the heck am I supposed to not only watch it, but transfer it onto digital? I have a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah. And I forgot that this is the first. Okay, so, and then we have the postcard for this month. So here's the original. During the making of this postcard that I recorded, this is a little bit more elaborate than the last couple of postcards, but not really. There's actually less Conan and more just environment. But this is just based off of the Tower of the Elephant story, and I will explain the reason why I did that in the making of this postcard. But if you're gonna look closely, you can see right about there that as I was erasing it, you can see it in when I do the making of. That as I was erasing, it started to smudge the ink, and that usually doesn't happen, and I don't know why it happened this time. But remember those acrylic white markers that I said, the acrylic markers that I talked about a couple of months ago? I actually used the white marker as like as whiteout, and it works great. But the winner of this postcard is Nerd by Northwest. I think you've won a few times because you're one of the high tier supporters. So congratulations, you won this month's postcard. He definitely, this time my Conan looks like a little bit of a lion, like he's coming at you. He's like gonna crawl and try to eat your head off. I like the way this turned out. I thought it worked really well. But congratulations, Nerd by Northwest, you won the postcard. I'll be sending that off soon. And yeah, so this is this month's rewards. Okay, so thank you so much for your support. I hope these sketches have been helpful, and I hope that the sketchbook kind of tour that I'm going through here so far is actually useful. One of the things that I'm trying to do when I show these things, the sketchbook, is to show you that the sketchbook is multi-purpose. It's not supposed to be something that is meant to be shown off. The stuff that I'm showing you is kind of I look at it and I'm kind of cringy about it, and I feel very self-conscious about it, and it's because was never meant to be shown off. It's just the way that it's really personal. It's like just like notes and ideas and scribbles and And does this work? I don't know. Does this work? I don't know. You know, you're just, it's just so. But I'm allowing myself to show it to you so that you can see that it's not meant to be like a lot of the sketchbooks that you sometimes see people show off, that are just these beautiful things with beautiful pieces in every single page. They're not meant to be that way. A lot of the time, these artists, they tend to do that on purpose so that they can have they might have a sketchbook where they just do all their mess ups, and then they have a sketchbook where they're just showing off. I'm just showing you what I did and how I use my sketchbook. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will talk to you next time. All right, bye. So I'm happy to announce that I now have a new drawing lesson called Drafu Guide to Sketching and Gesture Foundations. It's the beginning of the level 2 information that people have been asking me for the drawing website, which will teach you where to start drawing, what to draw when you draw, how to draw from observation, how to draw from imagination, how to draw what you envision, and how to discover what you ought to envision if you don't have anything specific in mind. So if you find any of this interesting, you could follow the link that you see, or you can go to thedrawingwebsite.com, look under level 2, and you'll find a link there.